Tonight has been an eventful night. Um, I decided to do Lyft tonight, and it's been eventful. Um, these are my cash tips for tonight. So God was guiding tonight, and the night is still young. So I got a $20 tip from a young lady, a $5 tip from another young lady, a $5 tip from a gentleman. So, and the night is still young, ladies and gentlemen. It's definitely still young. But I'm about to get some gas. But I just had to make this video real quick because I've been doing Lyft for like 5 years. Even when I was driving trucks, I was doing Lyft. And this is like the first time this ever happened to me in 5 years. So I log on to Lyft, I get my first ride, I go pick the person up from a hotel in Central Texas. So we drive on the street like it's a major street. We drive on the street for like 0.3 miles. I turn right. Immediately after I turn right, like shortly after, I get this like thought. And I overthink a lot anyways, but this thought just came across me, and I'm like, I'm gonna get pulled over. And then immediately after that thought surpasses, I get hit with lights. Now, I knew there was a vehicle behind me, but I didn't know it was the police. But when I turned on that street, I immediately got my mind right, like, because I know that street is hot and it's leading to another hotter street. And I know the police is always posted. So immediately after, police riding my right now too. They probably looking like, what is this person doing? So immediately when I turn on that street, I'm already on my P's and Q's. I'm 5 under the speed limit. So I get hit with a light. I pull over, the whole spiel, license and registration. Before I hand him that, I ask him, may I ask you why you pulled me over? And he states that I got pulled over because one of my 2 lights on my license plate was out. One of the two were out. So I'm like, okay, cool. He also when he approaches the vehicle, he doesn't approach on the driver's side. I didn't pull over in a busy section for him to get hit, but he approaches on the passenger front window, knocks on the window, and asks for those items. And then after I said I'll provide it, as I'm looking for it, he's asking the passenger, you got your ID on you too? And she's saying, no, I ain't got no ID. I just came from the hotel. I don't have no ID on me. And so, yeah, that's a red flag in its own. What grown adult leaves the house without an ID? So, or at least not you. If you don't have the ID on you, like at least be able to provide like the license number or ID number. So I show him what I need to show him, and he's like, "What is this, like rideshare?" Or I was like, "Yeah, it's rideshare." And so he was like, "Yeah, step out and let me show you, what I'm talking about." I'm like, I'm aware of what you're talking about. I seen it, but I didn't think it was like something that would. I don't know why I thought this, but I didn't think that it was like that big of a deal because the license plate in total was illuminated. Like you could see all 4 corners, well. So I told him I told him pretty much like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, so I don't need to see it. But then he asks me again. He's like, friendly, not like get out of the car, but he's like, yeah, let me come on back here so I can show you. And I'm like, okay, fine. I get out. I was like, yeah, you talking about the left-hand side of it? Yeah, I know. I'm fully aware. And he was like, how long you been driving Lyft? I'm like, I've been driving Lyft 5 years on and off. I'm trying to pay for my house, da-da-da-da. And he was like, well, the reason I pulled you over is because the reason I stopped you really is because you're coming from a hotel that's known for heavy drug, like it's a heavy populated drug area. And I'm like, oh, okay. Which, you know, in my mind, I'm like, that has nothing to do with me, but okay. So, I forgot what else he said to me. Oh, you know what? He said, I was like, so, like, in the midst of his speech, I was like, so what are you trying to say? You trying to search the vehicle? And he's like, would you let me? Would you allow me to? I'm like, yeah, go ahead and do what you do. Do what you got to do. You know, I'm so nonchalant about it because, you know, I know I'm not involved in any nonsense like that. So go ahead and do it. Because see, the way I'm playing it in my head is I'm not involved in no nonsense like that. I'm hoping my passenger is not, you know. I'm thinking it's just going to be a waste of a time, but go ahead and do what you got to do. And I'm also thinking, like, when you refuse a search, you have the right to refuse. But then they're going to hit you at, well, I'm going to need you to wait on me to get a K9 out here because I have a reason to believe ... And I don't want to wait on a K9. So let's go ahead, go with your move. Go ahead and search the vehicle. So he goes over to the passenger, which is sitting to the right of me, behind me. And he, let me roll his window. And he asks her, well, he pretty much gives her the same dragon. The reason why I pulled the driver over is because, you know, one, the license plate was out, and you're also coming from a high drug area. That hotel's known for drugs. And he pretty much, I'm sure he told her that I gave consent to search. So he asked her to step out the vehicle. And when I heard him say step out the vehicle, he was like, I seen it in your purse or something like that. I couldn't pick up. What I want to do is get the body cam footage because, like, this was just crazy. I've never encountered anything like this in my 5 years of driving Lyft. And it's also making me reconsider, like, driving rideshare, period. Like, I might do food because, you know, it's already nonsense. You got to worry about crazy people. But yeah, he was like, yeah, I seen the substance in your purse, so I'm gonna go ahead and put you in handcuffs. So I'm looking like, what? I thought he was putting her in handcuffs, you know. In my mind, I'm trying to process it, and I'm thinking he, just because it's two of us, and you know, he's waiting he called for backup. I guess he was waiting on backup to come. So I'm thinking he's calling because it's two, you know, parties in the vehicle, and one's on the hood of the car, me, and then she's, you know, being detained in handcuffs. He said, I'm gonna detain you until I find out confirm what this is exactly. So the other squad car pulls up. I'm just waiting, you know, just, you know, sitting on the hood, just patiently waiting. He proceeds to search the vehicle. You know, he's searching the whole vehicle, my belongings, everything. So it is what it is. I don't have nothing up there. So if there's something up there, it's because she threw it up there. And then that would have been ended another way. But I'm glad that she kept that shit on her persons, or she didn't have the opportunity to throw it anywhere. Because if I gotta take somebody else's possession charge, I'm going that night. Last night would have been the night that I went to jail, a triple threat. Like, I'm getting an assault charge. I'm getting a battery charge. I might get a resisting arrest charge on top of the fucking possession charge if you don't cop to your shit. It would have been a triple threat night for me, and I ain't never been in jail with the MA number. So it would have been one of those nights. So by the grace of God, she kept it on her person and kept it away from me. You know what I'm saying? I definitely need a dash cam if I do decide to continue with this after these next couple of weeks. I definitely need a dash cam ASAP. One is great content, and two is just, you know, security cover, CYA type of thing, cover your ass. So yeah, he ended up testing the substance shortly after. He gave me Let me see if I still got it. He gave me a written warning. You must wait 5 days before appearing. Options for handling your citation. It's a written warning. Surface dry. Northbound. Search, yes. Consent, yeah. See, yes. No. It says on here, driver's race or ethnicity known prior to stop. What the fuck? Why would they even hit? It says driver's race or ethnicity known prior to stop, yes or no. Come on now. Why the fuck would you mark yes? Black, female. Yeah, I'm just now. I haven't looked at it. I just took it and went about my business. And once he told me it was a warning, what the fuck that shit say? Oh, okay. Once he told me it was a warning, you know, I was just like, whatever. There was no need to read it. But see, he had me sign, I give consent to the police officer named above and any officers working with to search the above described property of which I have care, custody, and control. My consent is given freely and voluntarily, and I have not been subjected to any threats, promises, compulsion, or coercion of any kind. He had me sign that initial there. But see, like I said, in my mind, I done watched enough body cam footage to know you fucking refuse. You have the right to refuse a search, and they also have the right to fucking bring a damn K-9 out there. And so I'm like, if I know wasn't shit in my truck, in my car when I initially started this mug. So, you know, I don't want to be implemented into nothing. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna give you the right. You got the right. Go ahead and search it until your heart's desire. But see, what I wasn't expecting is for her to have that on her person. But yeah, it ended up testing positive for methamphetamine. I don't know how much it was. I just see like the little clutch she had it in. And I just was expecting it. It was now you probably thinking like, yeah, meth is like a white person's drug, blase blase. But it's becoming more like, I guess, universal. I don't know, because you know that's the stereotype. It's definitely a white person drug, but the old girl was black. Oh, girl was black. So yeah, I just find it funny. Oh, and then directly after that ride, like, it's still heavy on my mind and stuff. So I pick up the next person like 40 minutes after that shit happened. And because it's heavy on my spirit. And I'm like, girl, I'm having the worst night right now. This night has started off crazy, and I'm telling them what went down, and tell me why the person that I picked up after, they were related to the person that got arrested. And she's like, she had meth on her. Like, she sounded shocked. I'm like, yes. He said it loud enough for me to hear, but I really want that body cam footage because I want to post it. So yeah, but yeah, that's how my night is going. That happened like at 11:30 or 10 o'clock, something like that, 10:30 or 11:30, and it's now like 2 in the morning right now. So I'm gonna get some gas. I'm about to see how the rest of the night goes. But the tips have been tipping. The cash tips are greatly appreciated. yeah, like, and I was about to call it a night after that. I'm like, this is my second ride of the day, but my first ride on Lyft. And I'm like, I'm gonna call it a night, because I'm just not feeling it. I got my own personal issues I'm dealing with right now, and then this, like, God is speaking to me to go home. But I end up staying out longer, and the tips have been tipping, and it begs for good content, right? All right.